Okay, we are live. Just want to make sure we can hear everything on the YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me check right now. Leave a comment. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to go to the overhead view right now. Okay, let me know if you can see this overhead angle. Okay. I think it sounds good. I'm just going to double check on this again, just to make sure. Good. Okay. Dr. Watson, yes, perfect. Thank you. Okay, let me mute that so I don't hear myself twice as I am explaining. In today's lesson, I wanted to talk about how to compose music of your own. Audio is good. Perfect. Thank you, Clark. So I wanted to talk about how you can start to compose your own music and how you can take simple patterns. We've talked about left-hand patterns from my book, 100 Left-Hand Patterns. I'm going to show you some examples from some different books. Now, these are more New Age, instrumental, maybe contemporary classical style books. We have Sweet Melancholy and Wintertide. I'm going to play some of these, just a little example to show you how you can start to compose music of your own using theory. As an example, this is Shadows right here. Now you can see it's kind of involved if I put that up there and the camera adjusts. So we have 4 flats with this one as an example. Now if I have 4 flats, I have B flat, I have E flat, I have A flat, and I have D flat. So I have those 4 flats. Well, if you think about it, remember if we have 3 flats, we're in the key of E flat major. If we have 4 flats, then you just need to think in terms of what key signature you are in. This happens to be the key of A flat major. I'm going to start on F though in this song. Since the title is Shadows, it sounds somewhat sad. Now here, if I go from F to F and I play all my keys with the exception of B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, this is my F minor scale. We're going up and down. Let's see, Dr. Watson, I love this style. Perfect. I love this style as well. So my left hand, I'm going to do a simple pattern. In this, let me first play the first 2 lines for you, just so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'll explain what I'm doing. Then the right hand and the left hand, they both shift down. Now that is Shadows. That's just the first page. It actually goes on for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 8 pages or so. This is Shadows. This is from my book, Sweet Melancholy. Now, the left-hand pattern, I'm doing a lot of 1, 5, 8, 1, 5, 8, 9, 10 left-hand patterns. Let me show you. With my left hand, I'm doing this 1, 5, 8, 9, or 1, 5, 8, 9, 10. Sometimes you will see me do 1, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, as if I'm going up, 14, and I'm just moving up according to the scale, but I'm starting on D flat, doing 1, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then this would be 13, that's 14 right there. Here I have an octave interval, so I play the octave, and then I go up a fifth above that, and then I go up the octave. See that? So we're moving around. One, 5, 8, 9, 10 with my left hand. 1, 5, 8. Now here I'm going to go down to the 7. See that? See, my left hand is doing a lot of this 1, 5, 8, 9, 10, wherever I start. But since I'm in the key of F minor, we have these 4 flats, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. And that's why my left hand starts on the F, now look at this pattern. This is a fun pattern to start just playing around with. If I do an octave interval, and then I do the fifth above that, and then I complete it with the octave from where I begin. So F, F, C, F. Bum, bum, ba, doo, 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 doo. I can go anywhere. Now, I change keys. If I were sticking in the key signature, then I would come back to see how I have an octave interval, and then I play the fifth above that, and then I go up and complete that octave. Here I'm following a chord progression. I just started creating this. That's not what the song is doing, but I'm doing F minor as my 1 chord, and then I went to D flat major, see that? And then I went down to A flat major, and then E flat, see that? So it's as if I'm doing my 6, and then I'm going here to my 4, and then going to the 1, and then going to the 5. 6, 4, 1, 5. If we have A flat as the 1, right now I'm doing F minor because it's in a minor key. Sorry, we went to D flat first. I forgot where I went. It's a simple left-hand pattern you can start creating with. And again, I'm just showing you an example from my book, Sweet Melancholy. And this actually has original New Age and contemporary classical piano solos for intermediate to advanced students. And it just has 11 fun, modern, contemporary style classical pieces that have a New Age twist to them. But I'm showing you a left-hand pattern that I use in the piece Shadows. everything has a legato, a line connecting everything, because everything is bleeding into each other. See all the notes, how I'm holding everything down. See that? Every measure has a big long slur connecting every single note together to create this sound as if everything is blending together. And then we come down. And then on the next page, if I were to turn the page, then it goes on and does this little. And then the right hand goes up. Sorry. You see a lot of this movement as we are playing. We have a lot of things happening. And again, all I'm doing is taking, this is from my book, Sweet Melancholy. And this is a piece that I composed. Oh, when did I compose this? Back in 2014 was when I composed that piece. All of the pieces in this book, there are 11 or 12 pieces in this book, and they all are quite advanced, many of them. They're for intermediate to advanced piano students. And they all have certain elements within each of the pieces that can be a little tricky or challenging at times. You know, here you can see all those ninths. So we've got a lot of tricky moving parts. But what I'm doing, and I'm going to be showing you right now, is how we are composing this, how I started composing this. When I was, let me come back up here, I first started just doing some left-hand patterns, which I showed you and talked about. These are simple left-hand patterns. Look what my right hand is doing. I came up with a melodic line based off of my F minor scale. So what I did to begin with is I took the F minor scale and I started with the pentatonic scale. And then I started doing this with my left hand. And then I thought I'll just start with, instead of starting on the F, I'll start with the G. And then I added the F up on top. See that? Now I'm trying to take these notes and play them in any order I want. Now watch what happens here. And then we repeat that up above. If I'm starting to compose something, I will start to hum. And And I will usually start with just the minor pentascale if I'm composing something in a minor key, or if it's in a major key, I will use the major pentascale. See that? A flat major, F minor. Then what I will do is I will determine what style or sound. Sometimes I'll come up with an entire melodic line. Sometimes I'll just start playing. I'm just creating something on the spot right now. And what I'm going to do, as a simple way to show you how you can start using patterns, think of the F minor pentascale, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. Well, think of these in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I'm going to do is do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can call out any random number 1 through 5. What if I said 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, if I'm counting, think of these as eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... See, those are eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and those are quarter notes right there. Quarter note, quarter note. Well, what if I combine that with my left hand, 1, 5, 8, 9, 10, but here, if you notice, this is according to the scale. It's not doing 1, 5, 8, 9, 10, where we have an A, because we are in the key of F minor. So I would play that A flat. Same thing if I started on D flat, and I would play D flat, A flat, D flat, E flat, F. 1, 5, 8, 9, 10. Bum, 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 bum. One, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What if I take the left hand down to D flat? 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What if I go to A flat? 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What if I go to E flat? 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll go to F again. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll go to D flat. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll go to E flat. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll go to A flat. Oh, I'll go back to F. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm coming up with a melodic line. Maybe instead of going to the 1 there, I want to go back to the 3, the A flat, and then go back to 1. Took my 5, my pentascale, and I added, I'm just extending, so now I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll add this 6th right there. And right here I did cross over and play that E flat just because it sounded nice since my left hand was finishing from an E flat, doing the 1, 5, 8, 9, 10. Now guess what I'm doing here? I'm doing my major scale. I'm coming down as octaves. I just went back up as octaves, and I'm going up according to the F minor scale. See that? Going up and going down. That's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is doing a 1, 5, 8, 9, 10 left hand pattern. 1, 5, 8, 9, 10. We're in the key of F minor. So we have the 4 flats, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. Those are my 4 flats. We're going from F to F. Christina, thank you for joining us. Just signing on now. Perfect. Thank you for joining us. We are happy to have you here. What I am doing, I am teaching how to compose in a contemporary New Age style. And I'm using my book, Sweet Melancholy. In this book, I have 11 or 12, I can't remember. I'd have to check. I have 11 or 12 original compositions that I've done that are in a New Age contemporary style. And I've played some of those. In this book, my book Wintertide, I have 10 different original New Age contemporary classical piano styles. And they're both for intermediate to advanced piano students. What I've been doing is I was showing this piece from the book right here, Shadows. This is what it sounds like. And it has a very sweet, pedal ad-lib throughout kind of quality. The right hand and the left hand are both doing a lot of slurs. There are slurs all throughout the piece. Every measure has a legato feeling. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 so we're doing this pattern. Well, as I was explaining, you can start to compose in this style by following a simple pattern. I was doing a 1, 5, 8, 9, 10, or I was doing a 1, 8. So I have FF, that's an octave interval, and then I go up a fifth above that, and then an octave above my F. So F, F, C, F. 1, 8, and then I go up a fifth above that, and then 8 from there. See that? F, F, C, F. Bump, 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 bump. And I'm doing those as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and sometimes I hold the second one, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and just to give a different sound, especially when I'm doing the movement right here. And we have this pattern. Well, as you start to play around, and we're in the key of F minor, so I was talking about how to take the first 5 notes from the F minor pentascale, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. These are the first 5 notes from the complete F minor scale. And think of these like we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just think of your hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then call out random numbers, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And with the left hand, we can just do 1, 5, 8, 9, 10. Starting on F, we can go down to D flat, we can go to E flat, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I just was coming up with a different melodic pattern and rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and maybe I want to do that on the and maybe I want to go to an E flat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now what if I did octave intervals? I don't know, I'm just making this up as I go, but that's what we are doing, where I'm going up and down according to the F minor scale. It's a great exercise to practice. With my left hand, I'm just doing a simple 1, 5, 8, 9, 10 pattern, and I started on F, then I went to D flat, then I went to E flat. For fun, let me show you this book, the Sweet Melancholy book. Those of you who have purchased the course, all of my books are actually included within the course. So you can just go and download this PDF book, Sweet Melancholy. If you can't read music yet, then you may want to wait a little while until you can actually read the music. So let me show you. I'm just going to show you a few examples from this book. This is Sweet Melancholy. This is the first piece in the book. I'll just play a few measures, and then I'll go through and play some from each of the measures of each of the pieces within this book. So Sweet Melancholy does this. Sounds better on a grand piano, but oh, I may want to move. Sorry, I go all over the place with these pieces that I have. Let's see, wrong key. And see, we're going all up and down, moving with Sweet Melancholy. Shadows, I played the first few measures. Majestic gets kind of tricky at first because we have quarter notes with the left hand. This is on page 15. We have quarter notes moving down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. That's pretty simple. The problem is the right hand is doing quintuplets, where we have 5. We have 5 notes for every 1 quarter note. So we're doing 5 as we're moving quickly. And then it goes on. See? All the way down to the lowest A. And then it moves and starts to pick up the pace on the next few pages. So a lot of these, like I said, they're intermediate to advanced, but they really have a lot of interesting patterns. You know, and I composed most of these between 2008 and 2014, I believe. Sun Shower is like this. start to come in. Again, we have a lot of different legato patterns. And then with Sun Shower on the next page, it really starts to pick up because we have eighth notes with the left hand pattern, but then we have 16th notes with the right hand. So then we start doing, and this is where it gets a little more complicated with this piece. See how we start moving. And we have a lot of octave chords with the right hand as well. So we have a lot of these patterns as we're going clear up the piano, and we're moving kind of like crazy. Actually, I don't know what really inspired this piece, but it has some fun flowing patterns. And again, here we get into some tricky parts with this particular piece, because it goes simply here for a second. And I don't know if I did that intentionally to deceive people. But now we have ninths. So think of the quintuplets where you have 5 in one quarter note. Now we're going to have ninths where we need to fit 9. And what I'm doing is I'm essentially doing a major octave chord with my left hand, and with the right hand, I'm essentially doing, this is a C add 2. So essentially I'm adding the 2. You can sometimes think of it like adding the ninth, but I'm doing that where I'm fitting all of those in one quarter note. So then we have this pattern moving up the piano, and again, it sounds really cool, but when you look at the sheet music, it can scare people because of all of these ninths. So you have 9 notes equal 1 quarter note. And that is where it really becomes more of a challenge. Let's see. Clark, I can't read music. You're a virtuoso, Jerald. Just incredible piano playing. You make it look so effortless. Oh, Clark, you are so kind. Thank you. What is your left hand doing? Do you repeat the left hand pattern moving up in octaves? So I can't remember which part I was playing as I was doing it. With the left hand, oh, right there. Was it at that spot right there as I was moving up? That I was repeating. I was doing the same thing. I was taking a C major octave chord and I was breaking it apart and moving up the keyboard, while my right hand was playing a C add 2. So it's a C major octave chord, but I'm adding 2, but I was doing an inversion of that. See, this is root position. This would be first inversion, second inversion. This is third inversion of the C major octave chord, add 2. So that's third inversion right there. Before you go back to root position, I was playing that with the right hand, while the left hand was playing a C major octave chord and just doing it quickly. And then I just went up. So it's much easier. I mean, when you look at the sheet music, you want to pass out and faint because the way it looks is insane. But with the left hand, okay, the left hand right here, we have an octave chord, and then the right hand is breaking it apart. So that's what we are doing as we are moving up. And it's just practicing going slowly But when you do it fast, it really sounds pretty as you're going up. And you can do that, with any chord as we're doing it. We can go into any key signature as well. So, we can really go up crazy and be wild. So this is above my pay grade. I'm sorry, Dr. Watson. So let's go back to this front view. Your technique is awesome. Thank you. I like to play a lot of chords, a lot of octaves going up and down. Let me go to, that may be out of, let me go to this view. The quality won't be as good with this shot, but I think the sync will be up a little better. Still trying to get that up. As far as technique, I grew up playing Czerny. I grew up playing Hanon. I grew up playing all of the classical technique repertoire. And I was one of those weird kids that I would actually play Hanon every day, the entire book through. At the end of the Hanon book, if you look at Hanon at the very end, it says, and I don't think of myself as a virtuoso, but thank you, Clark. At the end, it says to become a real virtuoso, one ought to practice this entire book through every day. And it says 60 minutes is required to play the entire Hanon, all 60 exercises through every single day. Now, I can tell you from playing the entire Hanon book through every single day for months and months that because you'd have to play it so fast to do it in 60 minutes, and I did, but you pretty much have to skip all of the repeats because each of those 60 exercises, they all have repeats. And to play one exercise in 1 minute and then to play all 60 exercises back to back without taking a break and have it finish in 60 minutes, it's almost impossible. That's without taking the repeats. And that's doing it very, very quickly, where you're, instead of, just going slowly, that's taking it, instead of doing normal speed, that's trying to go as fast as you can. But then, and I love doing that. I enjoy doing it. But for me, my essential piano exercise book, when I tell students, this book, really, it's kind of like a Bible to have the students learn how to play, because in the book, I take every chord and play it in root position, first inversion, second inversion, and third inversion, if you have 4 notes in a chord, and we do blocked, and we do broken, where we are practicing doing that in every key, moving up chromatically in half steps through every key signature while we are playing. And so if you can do that, if you can practice playing in root position and practice going through every key, it really becomes such an ability. And in this book, I intentionally wrote it out in every single key signature. And some piano teachers have even thought, well, why did you write it out every single key? Well, I wanted the students to see the music written out, but also with the scales, fingering changes according to different key signatures. So I wrote out all the fingering as well for every key with every different position. So I wanted to have the students really have that. What's your daily technique practice look like? You're a testament to the power of Hanon and regular exercise. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I grew up playing Liszt and Chopin and Rachmaninoff, and I love playing all of those pieces as well. And then, of course, I love jazz and blues and boogie woogie and all the different styles. So I enjoy so many different genres. And I enjoy composing in different genres and styles because, and I think Pandora really doesn't know what to do with me because they lock you into a bubble. Spotify just puts up all of my music, in Spotify. But Pandora, they have all of my hymns. They have all of my meditation, relaxation music. They have all of my kind of soundtrack theme score-like music. They won't accept my jazz music because it's not in the same style. they rejected my Halloween album because it doesn't conform to my meditation relaxation. I think they wanted to present me as a meditation relaxation contemporary classical composer, which is fine. They'll take my music that has lyrics. If it's in like a pop ballad style, they'll take that. But my techno pop, my rock, my jazz, they actually won't take that because it doesn't fit with, my artist name is Jerald Simon. So they look at that and say, Jerald Simon is a contemporary, classical, new age, instrumental, meditation, relaxation composer. And then he has this scary Halloween album, Ghosts and Goblins and Freaks and Ghouls. And they don't know what to do with it. So I think it really baffles them. I wish I had the time to spend with that much practice, but I have a family to care for. I would love to play simple, pretty songs for my family. I completely understand, and that is perfectly fine, which is why we do both. We do the simple, and we do, for individuals who really want to play more advanced. And these, you can listen to Wintertide. You can listen to the album. You don't have to actually play it. You can just listen to it. Let's see. Since practicing the exercises from your book, my technique has skyrocketed. The blocked and broken exercises are magic. Thank you, Clark. I appreciate that. I hope they help. I tried Hannon, but because I don't read music, I had to memorize the patterns. So I figured my energy would be better spent learning the scales and chords. I completely agree. Learn the scales and chords. The scales and chords will help you as you are arranging, composing, creating music of your own. So that is perfectly fine. Like I said, I was classically trained, and I learned how to read music before I learned how to play by ear and play jazz and rock and pop and all these other styles. So I feel fortunate because I really feel like I had the best of both worlds. My father had been a professional musician, and even though I was classically trained, my father was the one who would say, can you play this in a jazz style? Can you play it in a rock style? Can you play it in a pop style? I've shared this before, but we would go to a retirement center and we would sing Happy Birthday. And my father would ask if anyone had had a birthday and what style they wanted us to sing Happy Birthday in. And then he would play a Western style and we would sing in a Western style, or he'd play a rock style. He'd, do a little left-hand pattern. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Or he'd do a Western, happy birthday to you. And so I loved it, and I would learn from my father how to do every other style. He was not really classically trained, and yet I was classically trained. And so I liked both styles, and I liked both genres, and I wanted to learn how to do both. And so that's why I'm trying to teach everyone else how to do both styles, because I want you to be able to at least feel comfortable reading music, even if it's only a fake book, even if it's only like my 100 left-hand patterns, where you can read the right-hand melody and you can get the right-hand melody and then you can fake the left-hand. I want you to be able to do that. But I also want you to be able to take a song. I know so many piano players, they're phenomenal piano players, and they were classically trained, just as I was, but they only read music. And if you take the music away from them, they can't play. And it breaks my heart to see that, because I want them to be able to play without music, to play by ear, or to take the music that they have that is written out and play around with it and play different styles. So that is what I really want to have them do. Let's see, Jerald, I was curious, when you went through your 100 patterns book, through every song, what approach did you take? Did you play one song 100 different ways, then move on to the next song? Or did you play all 100 songs in one pattern and then go through it that way? You know what? I actually did both with different ones. So I actually, initially, I would take one or two patterns, and I would take all the songs and I would play them 100 different ways, just doing one or two patterns. And then I started just going through the 100 left-hand patterns, and I would take the left-hand patterns, and of course I would do that in every key. And what I would do is then I would take the left-hand pattern and I would say, I want to do this walking bass pattern. Let's apply it to the first song. Then let's go to the second song and do it 100, in 100 different songs, just using that left-hand pattern. So we started with Mary Had a Little Lamb, and then I went through every key. moving up in half steps, play that in every key. I'm not playing the full Mary Had a Little Lamb just because it would take so long, you know, to play the full song in every key. And I went through and played that in every key with the walking bass for that one song. And then I went through every other song. I can't remember which song comes next. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I can't remember. I'd have to look in the book. So I don't know. But you can see how by taking it, and when you start to play an exercise in every key, and just move up chromatically in half steps. When you're playing chords, just move up chromatically in half steps. Because when you're learning scales, especially if you're learning the major scales, follow the circle of fifths, moving clockwise. If you're learning jazz scales or blues scales, follow the cycle of fourths, moving around backwards. That is the best way to learn your jazz scales. When you are learning your jazz chord progressions, it's best to actually go backwards. So if I'm doing the 2-5-1, I would do 2-5-1 in the key of C. Then I would go to the key of F and do 2-5-1 in the key of F. Then go to the B flat key signature and do 2-5-1 in the key of B flat. Because the jazz chords and the jazz scales, they actually follow a progression. Usually it's a 2-5-1 chord progression, and it works out perfectly when you're learning your scales and chords to do it following the cycle of fourths. If you're learning traditional major minor scales, follow the circle of fifths. If you are learning chords, it is easier and better for your fingers if you just move up chromatically in half steps when you're learning your chords. Where we can practice major, minor, diminished, augmented, sus4, sus2, major 6, the 6th chord, minor 6, major 7th, major 7th, dominant 7th, minor 7 flat to 5th, minor 7 sharp to 5th, diminished 7th. We won't talk about the 9th, 11th, and 13th, but practice doing those in root position, first inversion, second inversion, and then practice going up half a step chromatically, because what happens is your fingers start to go into muscle memory mode. Your fingers naturally, when you start playing music, instantly what happens is your fingers will remember. It's called muscle memory mode, and your fingers will fall into place. Whether you are reading music or whether you are playing by ear and you're seeing a melody and you're playing from a fake book and you're putting chords beneath it, muscle memory, your fingers will fall into place, and it is so helpful because you're strengthening. Sometimes I refer to it, I like to work out, as you can see from my man cave behind me, my workout room. But I tell students it's like doing push-ups for your fingers, and it's helpful to practice that. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. I think we'll stop for today. We went a little longer than I had planned on doing. But let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you'd like to learn in tomorrow's video lesson. I was doing these lessons at 10 o'clock, and we're only doing this for another week and a half on my YouTube channel. We're doing daily piano lessons on my YouTube channel from, well, Monday through Friday, and we're only doing this for another week and a half, and then it will turn into a private membership just for members who have actually purchased either the Essential Piano Exercise course. Anyone who has purchased the course, you will have access to all of these continuing videos that I come out with. They won't be daily, but you'll have many per week. But you'll actually have access to these videos, and you'll be able to watch them, ask questions, and we'll continue doing this. Or if you have not purchased this course, there's a monthly membership you can pay for. I think the lowest is like $3.99 per month for a few videos, and then the highest is like $24.99 per month. But how much is that? The Essential Piano Exercise course is a one-time payment of $199.95 if you go to essentialpianoexercises.com, and you have, with that course, you actually have all of my books, all 27 music books that I've come out with, and I have video lessons for all of my books that I have included, and I'm continually adding more and more video lessons within the course. You have lifetime access, so it's just a one-time payment. You have lifetime access to all 27 of my books, plus I have an additional 10 books that I will be adding over the next 2 or 3 years, and adding video lessons for all of those. Right now, for those who've been waiting patiently, Essential Jazz Piano Exercises is being finished this week and uploaded within the course. If you are a member, you'll have the PDF book. If you want to purchase and have the paperback book, you'll need to go to Amazon to buy that. But this Essential Jazz Piano Exercises is being uploaded this week into the course, and then I'll start filming all the video lessons for that book. And then I'm working on Essential New Age Piano Exercises. Next year, we'll be coming out with Essential Pop Piano Exercises. Then we'll be coming out with Essential Rock Piano Exercises. And we have 100 chord progressions that I'm coming out with next spring as well. And all of these books will be added to the course. You will have access to all of these PDF books. So you will have all of these just by purchasing the course, plus all of the video lessons as well. The cost of the subscription equates to around 4 times 1 hour piano lessons in London. Real value for the money. Yes, and those members who are members of the course know that every Friday we do a live video lesson in Facebook, and it's usually an hour, hour and a half long. Sometimes it's been a little longer, I apologize. But every week we have a very long piano lesson that we do, where members can ask any questions and I answer all the questions and I teach and demonstrate. And then I take those live video lessons that we have done and I upload them within the course. The course is done through Kajabi. So I really tried to make it the biggest bang for the buck that you can have, because I wanted it to be a one-time payment, and then you have access to everything. I mean everything. So it's really a lot of content. So there's a lot in there. My mind is blown. So prolific. Oh, you're kind. Thank you. The course is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. But let me know what you'd like to learn for tomorrow's lesson. Like I said, today I was teaching just about how to compose music in a new age style. And I think it's because I'm starting to do the Essential New Age Piano Exercise book. So my mind is kind of going in that direction. But let me know what you want to learn about, whether it's rock, pop, techno, jazz, blues, boogie woogie, classical. You know, if you want to learn some different Chopin licks, or, you know, left-hand patterns that Chopin would use as he would. And whatever you want, leave a comment, let me know, and then I will teach that in tomorrow's lesson. Hope this helps, but I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. See you.